There's a moment in making a quilt where all you see is thread, seams, a mess. No pattern, no picture, nothing that looks finished. That's the moment most of us want to skip. Welcome back to Coming Home Daily, a weekday devotional practice for intentional living. I'm your intentional living guide, Christian, and if you're ready, let's read. Growing up, my mama had this beautiful patchwork quilt that a friend had made for her. I loved looking at it. Every square was different colors, different fabrics, different little pieces that somehow came together to tell one story. I remember asking my mama how quilts were made, and she explained the process to me. First, you gather the pieces you want to use, then you arrange them into a pattern. But before they stitch together, every single piece gets turned upside down. The sewing happens on the back. It's only after all the pieces are connected that you flip the quilt over and finally see the design. I remember that felt backwards, but it also makes sense. Imagine flipping over every square after each stitch just to make sure it looked right. You spend more time undoing your work than actually making any progress. Our lives often work the same way. We want confirmation after every decision. We want to know the next step is working before we're willing to take another one. We want to see the finished picture before we've even finished stitching today's piece into place. But clarity doesn't work that way. Sometimes clarity is simply knowing the next piece to pick up, not the whole pattern. One of the things I've learned about living intentionally is that there are seasons where I know what I'm doing makes perfect sense to me, but very little sense to anyone else. From the outside, it may look unfinished, inconsistent, or even backwards. But that's because they're looking at the underside of the quilt. They're seeing loose threads while I'm trusting the pattern. And if I'm honest, there have been seasons where even I couldn't fully see what was being created. All I could do was keep showing up, keep stitching, keep trusting the decision I had chosen. I'm actually living this lesson right now. I'm building my first public retreat. Something I've only ever offered in smaller, more intimate settings before. And while I'm by no means a beginner at facilitating groups or creating meaningful experiences, scaling something like this has really brought tested my stretching capacities. And there have absolutely been moments where I've wanted to stop, rethink everything, and start over. But here's the thing: unfinished doesn't mean unclear. I know what I'm building, I just haven't finished stitching it together yet. So instead of unraveling everything each time I can't see the finished picture, I'm reminding myself, and I'm now reminding you, to keep stitching, to trust each piece as you build it. Sometimes we delay our own progress because we're waiting for certainty that only comes after we've taken the next step. We convince ourselves that if we were really on the right path, everything would make perfect sense from the beginning. But that's rarely how meaningful things are built. Relationships, businesses, healing, families, retreats, none of them come together all at once. They're built one intentional choice at a time. So today, don't mistake unfinished for unclear. If you know the next right step, take it. Trust that today's stitch is becoming part of a much bigger picture, even if you can't see it fully yet. The goal isn't to understand every stitch. The goal is to keep stitching, even when you can't yet see the pattern. One day, you'll get to turn over the quilt. And here's your reflection question for today: where in your life are you waiting for the whole picture instead of trusting the next piece that's already in front of you? You can repeat this affirmation: I come home to the next step before me. I release the need to see completion before taking action. I choose to move forward one stitch at a time. I trust that clarity grows as I move forward. Thank you for joining me. And if today's devotion encouraged you, subscribe today. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for the next episode of Coming Home Daily. And if you're ready to begin living more intentionally, then grab my free intentional living starter kit linked below in the description. You may have heard me hint at something new this season. It's a retreat, my first at this scale. And I'm so excited. I'll be sharing more details with you soon. So stay tuned. And until I see you again, stay intentional and keep coming home.